This is going to be stupid graphic today. So if you are sensitive, just stop now. In Ephesians 6, Paul writes, and he's talking to the folks, the church at Ephesus, about putting on the full armor of God. You can look at it for yourselves. You're smart people, at least 12% of you. And so, look at it. And in there, he talks about helmet of salvation and then the sword of the Spirit. The sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. That's verse 17 of chapter 6. Sometimes you got to pull out your sword. Sometimes you got to use it. Sword of the Spirit, which is Word of God. Word of God, ate up, zealous for, consumed by, ate up with, got high regard for Word of God. I want to show you a guy out of Numbers who, I don't know if his brother was Fur, but his name was Phineas. Numbers verse 25, starting in verse 6. And the people, and behold, one of the people of Israel came, right here. And behold, one of the people of Israel came and brought a Midianite woman to his family in the sight of Moses. We're going to name this the priest and the prostitute. And behold, one of the people of Israel came and brought a Midianite woman to his family in the sight of Moses and in the sight of the whole congregation of the people of Israel while they were weeping in the entrance. So y'all see me reading this. Weeping in the entrance of the tent of meeting. When Phineas, not Fur, the son of Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up, left the congregation, took a spear in his hand, went after the man of Israel into the chamber and pierced both of them. Stabbed both of them. The man of Israel and the woman through her belly. Thus the plague on the people of Israel was stopped. Nevertheless, those who died by the plague were 24,000. So there's a plague. People are being consumed. Country is being consumed by evil. My people are being consumed by evil. I'm tired of it. They're committing adultery. They're doing all kinds of things. And this is so graphic. The spear entered through the woman's belly, but it got both of them. Those of you who have an imagination, use it. That's how he got them. He caught them in the middle of doing it. The nasty. Fornicating. That's another F word you probably didn't know. Sometimes you got to take up your spear. Sometimes you have to use it. This week, I ran into two situations where I effectively put my nose in business that wasn't my own. And in both cases, I wondered if I should have done it. And one case is still yet to kind of be resolved. But the other case, I heard about an issue, about an issue that's very, very important to me. I care very deeply about bullying and school violence. I care very deeply about things like school shootings and stuff like that. I care very deeply about campus culture. I think there's a right way to do things. I think there's a wrong way to do things. I think administrators have an obligation to do their first. If you're an administrator, if you're charge over kids, if you're responsible for kids, your first job is the safety of the kids. If you're there for any other reason, okay, especially so you can have 700-800 people call you by a title. If you're there for any other reason, you're there for the wrong reason. You need to quit. You need to resign. You need to go learn how to dig a ditch. Like, hey, I'll put you to work because we dig a lot of ditches. They got to be done. If you're there for any other reason than the safety and the protection and cultivating a good campus culture for the kids who are there, you're there for the wrong reason. Here's what I know. Here's what we know through research. When you do a dang good job of creating a safe and healthy culture, when you do a fantastic job of creating environments where kids want to be in, where they get along with others, where they value themselves, where they respect and value others. Oh, John, what is that? We've never seen a school like that. Yeah, we did. They just all died around 1997, right? Because people forgot what this little D word was: discipline, accountability, vulnerability, transparency. When we do a fantastic job of those things, grades shoot up, attendance shoots up, bullying goes down, discipline referrals go down. I know this, man, and today ain't Friday, but I know that. I know that's a fact. Sometimes you have to use your sword. So when I interjected myself in this situation that I heard from an affected party, I injected myself into the situation. And then all day long, I was like, was that the right thing to do? Did I do the right thing? Now, when we get to the end of Nehemiah, you're going to see some things from Nehemiah that may remind you of our boy Phineas here, the son of Eleazar, in Numbers 25. And Nehemiah prays this interesting prayer. He says, God, remember me for the good that I've tried to do for you. It's almost as if, I don't know if I did a good job or not, but at least I tried. Man, you guys will like pictures of cows that I post. You will celebrate when we have something cool happen. You will celebrate stuff with our kids when we post it, and it's a really cool thing, and I'm awesome, and I'm grateful for it. It doesn't come out of a heart of pride or arrogance or ego. Seriously, everything that God has entrusted us and given us stewardship over in our lives, I shouldn't be that guy. I just shouldn't. So it's all gratitude when I share those things. But you guys will like those posts. But this post, you won't like, you won't comment on. You're watching them, I see the view counts. Every once in a while, I'll get a phone call or a text or something like that, and it's a word of encouragement. And it's like, hey, John, thanks for that. Here's my thing, bro. Why don't you comment on this? Right? Why don't you engage people that you disagree with? Why don't you take a stand for the things that you believe in? Right? Why don't you be more like Phineas? And why don't you pick up your spear and why don't you slam that joker through some sin? Now, you can start in your own life if that's what you have to do. If your eye causes you to sin, Jesus says, pluck it out. If your right hand, which is interesting, causes you to sin, he says, cut it off, because it's better to maim yourself and go through the rest of this life maimed than it is for your whole body to be cast into hell. That's Jesus. That's Jesus on the subject. The old timers would call this the mortification of the flesh. They would call this the mortification of the flesh. And the big idea is that we will be chained to Christ. What does it mean to be chained to Christ? What does it mean for this body to die daily? Even though my outward man dies daily, the inward man is being renewed, Paul says in another place, day by day. Will you please quit pandering to your paychecks and quit pandering to people's feelings that you don't want to hurt by taking the positions that you truly hold? And will you please, for the love of God in heaven, be more like Phineas and take a dang spear? You don't even have to sharpen it. It can be blunt as a spoon for all I care. But take it and shove it through some sin. Have a nice day.